Finally, we cut to the remnants of humanity on Earth who are secured behind the walls of a Weyland-Yutani constructed stronghold. We see an old man staring into the red eye of a sun as a similarly elderly Captain Marvel approaches him, still clad in her battle armor. Cosmic Warrior chastises Bruce Banner for staring into the sun, but he confesses that he has already lost most of his eyesight, and was simply looking for some sign of Valeria's return. The weathered old man warily bows his head and recalls the fate of the Fantastic Four family and the promise he made to Reed to protect his only daughter. However, in typical smartest person in the world fashion, Valeria ventured out alone into the xenomorph-infested wastes in a plan to save the world. As Bruce laments about the fate of the world and the future of this last city, Carol assures Bruce that if the city should ever fall, she will blow herself up with it. It is one thing to be so rudely confronted with the sight of our aged heroes, and for them to double down with the bleakness of mortality with a conversation like that? Rude, Jonathon Hickman. Rude. Suddenly, a voice resounds through Captain Marvel's headset announcing Valeria's return. Bruce immediately transforms into the Hulk and launches himself in her direction as we hear that Miles is on point to intercept Valeria, who is coming in hot. We then cut to Valeria, who is driving a Fantasticar with a xenomorph on top as Miles intercepts her just in time for the Hulk to smash a wall down on top of the alien. We also get a sense of Valeria's tender relationship to Bruce and the Hulk, who seems to have better control of himself these days, which is a pairing that I never would have thought of, but I love. The whole idea of Bruce Banner as a stand-in for the scientist father figure of Reed Richards for Valeria works so well. With Valeria safe, we arrive at the crux of this issue, her foreshadowed plan. Successfully pilfering a xenomorph egg, Valeria alleges that she can reverse engineer a virus to kill xenomorphs in their embryonic stage, as opposed to their past efforts of trying to kill facehuggers. Bruce expresses reservations about this plan, concerned that the virus could mutate into something beyond their control. But Valeria reassures him that this is their best bet at turning the tide. Bruce then goes and explains the plan to Mr. Weyland, who expresses confidence in Valeria's abilities. We don't get a lot of time with Weyland in this scene, which is a shame, because if I've learned anything from the Alien franchise, I don't trust that wrinkly old piece of shit. I hope that in the next issue we get some backstory as to how Weyland fits into the overall narrative of the Marvel Universe, because right now he feels like too much of a noble benefactor. Thus, we arrive at the climax of all climaxes as Hickman delivers a gut-wrenching twist finale. As Bruce arrives at the sealed doors of Valeria's containment lab, he is surprised to see a video from Valeria explaining that she made a mistake. She tripped in the cave, and she was implanted by a xenomorph. Fearfully, she explains that she didn't have enough time to reverse engineer the virus, and that she can feel the transformation coming, urging Bruce not to open the door. Well, she's right. Bruce might not, but the Hulk rips open the doors of the containment lab and is immediately set upon by a xenomorph who he crushes with one hand. And the artwork here, once again, is sort of biblical, mythological. It invokes a sense of, like, Paradise Lost. As the other heroes and Mr. Weyland arrive to find the Hulk cradling Valeria's dead body, it is a potent enough distraction to leave Miles unaware of the facehugger flying right towards him. As Miles' muffled screams fill the room, Mr. Weyland chillingly urges them to burn his body because there is simply no other way. However, in a shocking turn of events, the facehugger removes itself from Miles' face, having been covered in the black of the suit, the symbiote, presumably Venom. As Miles stands in a full white suit, the facehugger symbiote... Symbihugger? Reattaches itself to Miles, creating the insanely cool Xenomorph Spider-Man suit. Aside from the rewardingly fan service nature of this suit, it's unclear if the whole symbiote-trumping xenomorph thing is ripe for future exploration later. I, for one, hope that it is a key plot point, though, because the whole idea of taking the most prominent, infamous alien from Marvel and combating the most iconic alien, the xenomorph, is like a dream come true. Hickman and Ribic have delivered something truly special in the age of big media cross-pollination of comics, which has often presented disappointing, trite, all-too-brief film tie-ins and some thematic retcons more in line with the brand of the company. Yet this comic is precisely the opposite, packaging a thorough, visionary story that rewards fans of both franchises with genuine, far-reaching concepts that simply demand attention. Please support your local comic book stores and grab Aliens vs. Avengers issue number 1 on shelves now. Though I wouldn't be surprised if there's very few left. First of all, shout out to them having this ad in the opening of the book. I really can't get over this first page. It's so good. It's so reminiscent of the themes from Prometheus. Look how detailed this is. Look at the shadows, the lighting. Ribic, please! Again, just so badass. This is what you want from an Aliens vs. Avengers book. Yet another perfect page. I nearly stood up and started cheering. Even some of these simpler moments are just rendered so beautifully, and the relationship between our heroes is so well written it makes you want Hickman back on Avengers. God, this image is so cool. Look at his back muscles. Look at them screaming at each other. Ah! It's so interesting because we didn't see Cap or Iron Man or even have them mentioned in this first issue, so I'm really intrigued to see if they're actually in this book at all or if this is just like a red herring.